Good morning, Falcons. Today is Thursday, May 8th, 2025. I'm Liliana,
I'm Emma.
and this is your view from the Falcons Nest.
Walkerton will be the site of a county town hall meeting in September. WNDU reports that property tax assessments for some properties in St. Joseph County are up more than 90%. A presentation on the situation will be made at the town hall from 10 a.m. to noon September 20th at the Walkerton Public Library. Part of the increase stems from the state's switch to a new system that takes into account 4 years of inflation all at once.
In this week's edition of Health Minute, St. Joseph County Police are surrounding the alarm after finding a large quantity of a new drug that caused big problems elsewhere for people who overdose on it. On Friday, St. Joseph County deputies arrested 35-year-old Ashley Wardlow on a warrant for meth possession in South Bend. But more worrisome to police, they found Wardlow with over a pound of cocaine mixed with xylazine, a powerful veterinary sedative. The department has been monitoring the growing use of xylazine, but this is the first time they've seen such a large amount. Like the deadly fentanyl mixed with heroin, the department says cutting cocaine with the cheaper xylazine boosts drug dealers' profits. The department says drug distributors are doing everything they can to make money to gain a profit and that xylazine mimics an opioid, but police are concerned because unlike with the opioid fentanyl, xylazine overdoses can't be reversed by naloxone or Narcan. The drug has a dramatically reduced overdose deaths. And that's today's edition of Health Minute.
Getting from point A to point B in Michiana just got a digital upgrade. The new transportation app is now available across Michiana. Go 574 aims to help users compare local travel options from public transit to nonprofit services. The app is part of a broader mobility initiative from the Michiana Area Council of Governments. The app was designed by Agile Mile, who developed similar apps for communities across the country. The project was funded through the Federal Transit Admission. Users can log trips and view environmental data or cost savings.
John Glenn students, faculty, and staff can now vote for John Glenn in the South Bend Tribune's annual Best of the Best Awards. Click on the South Bend Tribune website to vote for John Glenn as the best public high school in the area. You can vote every day until the competition ends. And now to weather with Caleb.
All right, for weather today is going to be cloud. Temperature 53 degrees. Real feel 55 degrees. Air quality excellent. Moving on to the 3-day forecast. High today is going to be a high of 66, low 34, partly cloudy. Friday, it's going to be a high 65, low 35, partly cloudy. And Saturday, it's going to be a high of 76, low 45, sunny. So here for weather, Connection Main Desk for sport.
The team plays Jimtown, and the baseball team will host LaVille. The tennis team travels to North Judson Friday. The Dennis Rippey relays will have the boys and girls track teams busy. The tennis team hosts Knox, the baseball team will be at LaVille, and the JV will host Logansport. Saturday, the baseball team will defend its title in the Lakeland Invitational. The golf team will compete in the Marshall County Tournament at Pretty Lake, and the softball team plays Hanover Central.
There's no denying high school boys volleyball in Indiana anymore. The Lafayette Journal and Courier reports it's not new to the state, just new to IHSAA. This year, boys volleyball has held a competitive infrastructure in Indiana for decades, with state playoffs and a lineal championship dating back to 1994 under the Indiana Boys Volleyball Coaches Association. And the official governing body of high school sports in the state designated it as an emerging sport 3 years ago. Though numbers skyrocketed, schools participating in the state tournament rose from 35 teams in 2022 to now 133 teams, set to compete for the first IHSA state title in 2025. But the transition from IBVCA to IHSAA has now come with growing pains as schools, coaches, and IHSA attempt to keep up the demand of new players and teams.
Some athletes have been turned away because of the IHSA Rule 15.2.2, commonly referred to as the Rule of Three, which limits how many high school athletes can join the same club team during the offseason. The goal of the IHSA rule is to prevent the creation of super teams. With students playing with high school teammates year-round, the rule, in theory, allows for non-club athletes a fair shot at making varsity teams. And now back to lunch with Caleb.
For lunch today, we will be having lasagna, mini maple pancake sausage wraps, peas, garden bar, mixed fruit cocktail, and twisted garlic breadstick. That is all we have for today, Falcons.